This week in our collective heads, wanna put an old rumor to bed. Stereotype that you've all heard, how we're all just angry video game nerds. Most of us have actual jobs, kids and families and cats and dogs, yeah. This week in our collective heads, this week in our collective heads.
Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin.
And we're here giving you gaming news as we do every week, this and every week. Giving you all the news, rounding up all the stuff that you may or may not have missed during the news week, and giving it to you live every Sunday. If you are watching this on Twitch or YouTube live right now, thank you for joining us. If you're not, thank you for clicking on the video and watching our stream and stuff.
Yes.
Fun stuff. And this has been a huge week for gaming news.
No, you keep saying that.
No, this has been a huge week.
No, there have been huge newses this week.
Yes.
This is not a huge week for gaming news. We have
Three
three
news.
reasonably large stories.
Yes, we do.
One of which I had to educate myself on for like an hour and a half.
Hold on.
Maybe?
No sounds? So apologies for that. Glad you guys can hear us. We have big news,
Yes.
and in my opinion, yes, big stories. It's
Okay.
not like an onslaught of news that won't stop
But
happening.
like we're still within like range
month of
like
E3.
E3. Yeah. And so you can't come in like people might have skipped an episode and then they come in and they're like, "Oh, big news. And no, we don't have that."
Yes, we do. I think we do.
Okay.
Pokemon Go is out, guys.
Yes, it
And
is.
if you're not playing Pokemon Go, then I don't know what you are doing with your life, because it's Pokemon. So come on.
I don't know, maybe sleeping?
Sleeping. You don't need to sleep. You don't need to
Because
sleep.
like the good stuff's out at night.
The good stuff is out at night. I've seen. So this came out
Okay,
Thursday
this is
evening.
we're gonna talk about this at the end of the show because obviously you probably know all about this stuff.
You guys are all playing Pokemon, so stay
so
tuned.
we'll put all that at the end, and then we'll talk about news here to then.
Okay. So I guess first up for news, a game that we knew was going to come out for backwards compatibility, but finally came out, Red Dead Redemption.
Yay!
And
a lot of DLC.
And a lot of DLC, which I didn't notice because I didn't see the I didn't notice at first because I wasn't as tapped into the announcements. But
Right.
I downloaded it. Everything's on there. That's Undead Nightmare.
Undead Nightmare was...
Undead Nightmare's on there. So
it is on there or it's free?
I downloaded the game on my Xbox One,
Okay.
and it downloaded all of the DLC proper for Red Dead, and
Okay.
it downloaded Undead Nightmare. So
Okay, well there you go.
So unless it's tied to my account, and I don't believe that it's because it's tied to my account, because it didn't ask for me to download anything. It was just straight up, do you want to download Red Dead?
Huh.
And it downloaded everything. So even if you didn't get Undead Nightmare on this, if I'm wrong on that, let me know. But this game is completely worth it just for the main story alone. This is probably one of the best games that's come out. I know I say that a lot, but this is probably one of the best games that's come out in probably the past 5 years or so. The poker alone on this game is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent a lot of time. People spend a lot of time playing Gwent on Witcher 3. I spent a lot of time playing poker on this.
Yeah.
Getting money and the knife game.
Oh.
You can do the knife game on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, that's just so great. I actually downloaded it, played it for a little while, and then Whitney played it for a little bit because it's so good.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
glad we could bring that to you.
Yes. In not quite video game related news, but kind of video game news,
Yeah.
because they're okay. To tie this into video games, Attack on Titan, something or other video game is coming out in
Giant Ida thing. I don't know what it's called.
September, I think.
Yeah.
By the Koei guys, the Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors people. But I think they said just early 2017, we're finally getting season 2.
Yes.
And that makes me happy because this series and in particular the way it ended, like it's just got so much mystery to it, and you watch it again and you see different things, and I really enjoyed the show. I love the artwork. I love the design, the characters, and
I really like the design. I haven't gotten into it, but I've seen a lot of it, but I don't know a lot of the story. Like, I understand the concept of what the Titans are, and the walls that they build up.
Well, one of my favorite things about it is most of the time you've got this plucky band of heroes that are the only ones that can save the day or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the opposite of the power fantasy you get in a lot of things. You don't have the special people or the special person who has the extra ability that can save the world. You've got the elite. They're really good at what they do.
Okay.
But like they are not safe, and that.
Yeah.
Like in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I
really like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
is because that threat is there.
Yeah.
Which is important. It makes you care.
It's a dangerous world, and it's really challenging because of how they do that. But they still make you care about the characters, even though you know there's potential pain in your future.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's pretty impressive.
I think so.
So, yeah.
Also, hold on, as I lose my notes. Excuse me while I'm completely.
Well, the next thing we have is the Counter-Strike.
Yeah, that's a small story, right?
Scandal.
So.
This is the one I ended up researching for a very long time. So.
Yeah. So it essentially the best way I can kind of set this up is Counter-Strike Go has if you're playing multiplayer, you unlock these cases that have items in it, and there is a huge third-party market for selling these items.
Right. The skins can be transferred to your, like, it can be on your Steam account. You can trade those for credits.
Correct.
And so essentially it is money. It's like a Visa card that you could only spend in a certain location.
Yeah, exactly.
And that it's that kind of money, but it is very much.
It's still money.
Yeah,
it's still money. And people, there was a gaming website. Do you remember the?
It's CS:GO Lottery.
CS:GO Lotto.
No, CS:GO Lotto.
CS:GO Lotto, which is still a website, which a lot of people were using to gamble their assets and the things that they've found within those cases, and a couple prominent YouTubers, T. Martin and T. Martin's the big one. T. Martin's the big one.
Yeah.
T. Martin and another gamer that are very big, prominent YouTube gamers in the Counter-Strike community and other communities said, "Hey, we found this really cool website. You should come check it out."
I won money.
It's cool. You could win money too. And it turns out they actually started the website.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's this whole area is unregulated because there's not any transparency. Well, there's kind of transparency because their defense was, well, this is public information. Sort of. I mean, technically, you could find out who we are by looking at business documents related to the founding of Twitch and the website and all this kind of stuff. Technically.
Yes.
But not really.
Well, not really, and it is illegal. People are like, oh, well, that's not really that big of a deal. Well, first of all, it's a scam.
Yes.
Second of all, the biggest part of the law on this is it is illegal to put up a video without saying you are being paid for or sponsor or you actually own the company. You have to disclose that within every single video.
Right.
Not like I said it one time like 3 months ago. No, every single video. That's why if you see the paid infomercials on TV, if you're up way too late at night, it says paid advertisement by such and such. They have to say that because these people who are gushing about how great this product is are being paid to do so. And in this sense, he's not being straight up paid, but it's in his interest to make it sound really, really good. So you give him his money, you give him your money.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. I wasn't aware of this, but there is a lot of legality issues as far as that goes, and they're still trying to iron a lot of that out. And some people are even trying to pursue Steam for damages. and that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna work. There might be eventually a case where somebody's able to present something, but right now they do not authorize this stuff. They say explicitly. I mean, this is a violation of your end user agreement with Steam, because you are not allowed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to buy and sell like this, or gamble.
Right.
In this case, so it's not only is it illegal in a few cases, it's also very, very, very dirty.
Yes.
I mean, this is
highly unethical.
This is extremely unethical business, and it's kind of makes me feel like the internet, and it's still like this. When the internet first came out, people were selling and saying anything, and they're still selling and saying anything.
Yeah.
And there needs to be. I mean, it's kind of the same like we're broadcasting right now. No one's telling us what we can and cannot say on our broadcast.
Right.
Now, before...
Now, Twitch will take us down if we raise our shirts too high.
Correct. But I won't do that yet. But back in the day, before the internets, you only had certain news outlets or certain channels on radio or on your TV. Yeah. And there are governing bodies that say you can't have this on there, you can have this.
The FCC.
So, in this case, there really aren't as governing bodies stopping a lot of this stuff or the ones that should be, are just now understanding what the internet actually is and what the internet actually does, which is crazy because they're all 50, 60 years older than me.
Yeah.
So.
And it'll be interesting to see how this turns out, because it has huge ramifications for all kinds of areas, and we're not going to take a stand on how or when or if these things should be regulated, but because it's unregulated, it opens a huge it's a huge window for people to manipulate and trick and deceive and scam people. And this is a case where someone who has done that, and it's not pretty.
Yeah, it's really not right. But on to other cheaty, scammy news.
Well, before we do that, let's have a break in the middle, and let's have a nice thing.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the Xbox users reached out to Phil Spencer, and he said, "Hey Phil, I'm in a wheelchair, and I would like my avatar to show me.
Yeah.
I can't stand up.
Yeah.
I would like to have an avatar that looks like me." And Phil said, "Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Well, yeah, we're almost done. we are working on this. Yep. We have been working on this. Yep. It's coming up."
Yeah.
And they didn't even I forget who the other guy. One of the head designers of the actual the behind the scenes, because Phil doesn't actually do that stuff, but he reached out to somebody in that team and had them pluck out a couple of screenshots of different options that are available. And
there's one right there.
Yes, that is awesome. Mm-hmm. And the avatars also look a little bit nicer. It looks a little bit sharper. And they didn't even really talk about that. They just said, "Hey, this is coming." And this is the important thing. They didn't use it as a big, "Hey, look at everything."
Look at how they weren't doing it to get attention. They were just doing it to give people that option, because the avatar is supposed to represent you. You're supposed to be able to show the world who you are, in your own special way.
If you choose to do so, because my Xbox avatar is very similar to my me in that it vaguely resembles a human.
You can do that too. But the idea was it's supposed to be an avatar of you. So if you want it to be like you,
and to have those options is really cool. And I appreciate that they not only that they responded, but that they were already working on this. This is something that made me happy.
It was really cool.
So I wanted to share that.
Really nice.
All right, now we can go on to further lawsuits and more angry people.
Yeah.
So there is a cheat in Overwatch made by, I don't actually have their name in front of me, but Blizzard is suing them because the cheat that they have is disruptive. And it allows you to see where the other players are on the map and their elevation and other information about the other people.
Yeah.
And no, that's not okay. And so, yeah, Blizzard is actually suing that company because it's a company that's making quite a lot of money off of this.
Yeah, and I think it's the fact that they're making money off of it that is the reason that they can sue them. Because if you go back in Blizzard's history, if you guys played Diablo, the Boba Fett hacks and others, that Boba Fett was great, but it was just free and they couldn't do anything about it. I mean,
and that was also something that the Boba Fett one, as I remember it, it was cool, but it didn't disrupt online. Like,
you could do like 1 million damage to people, so it did disrupt.
Oh, okay.
Online, yeah. So you could go PvP. Jump in there.
I guess I only played with nice people because I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I just saw the.
There's the item duplication. There is of course the monies and such. But yeah.
Okay, so that's a thing that is coming out, and I hope that works because they just launched the online portion on Xbox and PC. We're still waiting on it for PS4, I think. I don't have Overwatch, so I don't know when it's coming there, but I know that it is live on PC and on Xbox. So the rest of it's coming, and they're working on that.
It's Blizzard, so I mean I think they do a great job of protecting their IPs. Yeah. And I think that's really what they're trying to do here. It's not a question of like, I should be able to do whatever I want. It's more of making sure that whenever someone jumps into Overwatch and hasn't played before, they need to have a good experience. And I think that's great. It's just like balancing out games. In this case, it's making sure that someone's not able to take advantage of a huge outside cheat.
Yeah. Speaking of keeping things like a level playing field, what do you know about this stuff happening to Evolve?
A little bit.
Okay.
I know a little bit of it.
Okay.
And jump over to Evolve?
I learned a bunch about Evolve this morning. Okay. So the part that you knew is that Evolve is going free to play. It's free to play on PC and coming soon to consoles.
Yeah.
So people who had previously purchased Evolve are going to get like if you purchased anything in the game, then yeah, you're up and good to go. You still have all of your stuff.
Yeah.
Right now, they don't actually have a way to buy anything. They're just kind of putting it out there.
The
microtransactions are not in there. They just have, hey, player game, and you can earn. I think it's called silver keys.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening there. But they've also made a lot of changes. And it actually kind of okay. This relaunch sounds like what we want to happen for the Division, because they before there were a lot of situations where if you were the monster, you could just run away for a long time and get up to level 2, and then run away for a long time and get up to level 3.
Yeah.
Because if you had a tracker who didn't know what he was doing, then he tries to put the dome over the creature, and if that misses, then you can't do anything. Nobody can really do anything for another 45 seconds.
It's pretty hard, yeah.
Yeah. Now everybody gets a dome, and the dome lasts, instead of 1 minute and 30, it lasts 5 minutes, unless certain criteria are met. If the team takes too much damage, if the monster takes too much damage, then the dome breaks.
Yeah.
So it forces conflict, but not every match ends in 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it forces conflict, meaningful conflict, and then you go back to the other bit.
Okay.
And I only played like a demo of it, but I liked the concept, and that was kind of how a lot of people were.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, this sounds like a cool concept.
That's why I'm excited about the Friday the 13th game, because I really like the concept of 5 people taking on one person, and at least I guess when I played maybe I'm just really bad at the monster portion of Evolve.
Could be.
But also maybe other people are really bad at it, because when I played, it was shortly after the game came out, and if you play the monster, I mean the matches were over in a couple minutes, and if you play the monster, you're at a disadvantage, which didn't make sense to me, because you should be at a level playing field.
But as the monster, you're not generally a better strategy is not to engage right away.
That's true.
So if you just kind of do damage where you can, and then try to force
You kill the other
right
animal things.
Yeah, and you try to advance to a later stage. And I think that the way that they've set things out are designed to level it a bit more and make it easier for people. Because even if you're not very good at the monster, if you can get out of the dome after you've been fighting for a minute or so, and then you're like, wow, this isn't going well, I'm gonna run. Yeah. And so it opens up more easier strategies to figure out right off.
Yeah, I just thought the maps sucked for what they were trying to go for. I mean, it's kind of one of those things, do you redesign the maps or you redesign the gameplay? So I guess they decided to redesign the gameplay.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing that they had is over the next 8 weeks, they plan to release over the next 8 weeks, they plan to release 4 new hunters. So they're expanding the roster, and I think right now it's kind of in a rotation type thing. You can have it's going to be the same classes, but there's going to be 1 or 2 different options in each one. They're going to rotate those through, or you can buy them with the keys, however you earn the keys. But yeah, this is one that I liked the development of, but then once it came out, I wasn't going to pay $60 for an online multiplayer only game because I don't have that kind of time.
No.
But I do have time to play a free-to-play game where I can be a giant gorilla or wraith thing.
Yeah.
And I just listening to the way that they designed this, it sounds like it's more friendly to me. And I'm sure that there are high level strategies that I will get annihilated with.
Of course.
But if I didn't pay for it, I'm okay getting annihilated more often.
Well, sure, it's like Rocket League. Like if I paid $60 for Rocket League, no, I'd still have to do Rocket League. Never mind. I lose in those matches, but you still have fun even though you're losing.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's the news for Evolve that I learned about today.
Yes. Some news that came out as well is Twitch coming out on Vita.
Yes.
Which I thought was really cool for quite a few aspects. And I know you're a huge, you play a lot of Vita. So I know you were probably excited about that.
Yeah, I actually watched part of the Final Fantasy VI stream that you did, which Courtney really enjoyed that too. She, okay, go back into the archives and watch Patrick play Final Fantasy VI.
I'm gonna keep doing that, by the way. That's good. I think that's gonna be Thursday night is gonna be my thing. Thursday night, cool. I'm gonna do that, and I may or may not do shots for subscribers. Which someone pointed out, a few people pointed out, I accidentally said substitute instead of subscribers. Don't know why. So someone came to me at work the day after and said, "Hey, you owe me a couple shots because I substituted my sugar for equal today." So, yeah, Thursday nights I think is going to be when I'm going to be streaming that Final Fantasy VI. So the first bit is on there. I've never played Final Fantasy VI, so. Come in and,
but you
and
know
make fun
somebody
of me.
with all of the answers.
I do, and if you know answers
6, 10,
as well,
50.
Those,
you know what I'm talking
those are
about.
numbers. So they're all even. I don't know. So yeah, if you want to go check that out, come check it out on Thursdays. And I'll keep playing retro games and stuff and having fun with you guys on Twitch and YouTube. I'm going to stream in both, so happy wherever you are.
Also in streaming news for the channel, 1 a.m. on Monday night / Tuesday morning, we're gonna have Drawful with the Twitch chat, and so
1 a.m. Central.
1 a.m. Central, yes, in the United States.
Yeah, Central Daylight Time, and then so that's 11 p.m.
No, don't do math. Don't do math live. All right, so Twitch is on Vita.
Yes.
You can watch it there.
Watch it.
It works pretty well. Chat is nope. Chat is full of nope. but you can watch it.
One of the articles I was reading on there, and I was going to ask you about this because I didn't check it on my Vita yet. We're talking about streaming, streaming your gameplay.
No.
So, because I was like, if they add that,
if they put that in, I would stream so much.
The biggest reason that I wish that they would put that in is I think the Vita is powerful enough that it should be able to do that. And if I really hope that they can do this because if you are playing any of the handheld consoles, if you're playing any of the handhelds and you want to stream it, you have to come up with a ridiculous rig. There are rigs you can buy online for a couple $100 that like hooks up to your 3DS and captures it, and there's no real good way to stream it other than that. Even then, the picture quality's not very good.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's also really difficult to play while there's a camera.
Yes.
It's problematic. And like you said, and if I could have that, I would also be streaming Binding of Isaac.
Yeah.
Because I've tried it. It's really hard and frustrating, and I'm not very good with the controller because I'm not used to it. Whereas I put at least 150 to 200 hours into Binding of Isaac on Vita. I'm used to those controls, and I want that.
And it does. There's too much lag between if you use the Vita as a controller.
Yeah.
There's too much lag.
Nope.
To it. Yeah. So
that is unfortunate, but Twitch on Vita is not.
It's very cool.
Yes.
One thing that I don't think is very cool is that Microsoft has essentially gone back on some of the things they were saying about their Play Anywhere.
They have confusing messaging? What a surprise!
So one of the big things from E3 was talking about being able to play Xbox games anywhere. The Xbox brand essentially coming out from just being a console to being Windows 10 and Xbox One. And what they said at the conference was all Microsoft published games from here on will be playable on Windows 10 and your Xbox One.
Right.
You buy it on one, you have it on both, you cross save on both, and what
Play anywhere.
Apparently what they really meant was all of the games that we're talking about at this conference.
All the ones that we're showing you right now.
So when you say,
which is not the same thing, especially considering that excludes games like Cuphead.
Yes.
Because they said the games that we're publishing, not just developing, but publishing.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened was I think that's part of it, but at the same time, if you're selling it on both, who cares? I mean, Sony does this. Sony does this on their not on everything, but
right. But it's in that ecosystem, and it's reserved for that because you can't get Bloodborne on PC. Like you have to have bought into their system.
Correct.
So I mean, with Windows 10 being free, you might not have given them any money to start.
Yeah.
So there are issues there, but like the main thing is that they continue to have confusing messaging.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
It is, because we have to get on this show and tell you guys what they're actually meaning.
Well, that's not my problem with them.
No,
I like
we're
talking.
okay with that, but
yeah. But it's difficult, and it's also very confusing because if this is their plan going forward, then it was kind of okay. Well, then why do I need an Xbox? And maybe somebody brought that up.
Yeah, to say why buy the Scorpion?
Someone in much nicer clothes than me said, "Why? What are we doing here?" Somebody else went, "Oh."
Speaking of that, I love that we both wore Star Wars.
Yes.
Completely unplanned.
Yep.
He shows up, and Empire and Rebels. That's great.
You rebels, scum.
Hey, I don't like the oppression. Okay.
It's good for everybody. Who's in line?
Who's in line? Yeah. Some other really great news, in my opinion, though, and everyone's opinion, because the internet is always about solidarity, is...
And they agree with you.
Oh, yeah, of course they do. Resident Evil 4 coming out in August.
August 30th. Which I'm pretty sure I played. This was the one that was on the GameCube.
This was on GameCube.
Yeah.
And what you're watching right now is actually the remaster that went on to 360. So this is technically the remaster of this game. It may even be a remaster. But Resident Evil 4, a lot of people, that's their favorite. I think the reason is because of the gameplay aspect of it. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil Nemesis and Code Veronica and those were about horror, and this one is a better balance of horror and actually being able to be a little powerful as your character. Yeah. Because 5 was
5 is the co-op.
5 is the co-op one.
Yeah.
And that one's that's couch co-op. It's you and another person, You can couch co-op that, and
then 6 they go all into shootery zombie game.
Yeah, and that's not what this game is about. Call of Duty has that. There are other games, Left 4 Dead. There are a lot of games that have that. This game was supposed to be at the horror aspect.
Yeah, and
so 4 is
if it's going into the same genre, the same type as these other games, there's nothing special about it. Why would I support that?
Yeah.
So, I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure that I played this one, and it's the one with the snakes in the boxes. Cool. Okay, I liked that one. I got to the final boss, and then I didn't have enough ammo, and so I ended up shooting like a silenced pistol at him for a while, and then I was like, no, I'm out. I can't shoot him. And my brother Kyle was actually watching me play, and he had this fantastic quote that was like, yes, that's the reason I'm walking away. He said, you can't kill a giant zombie with a pea shooter. And that's what it sounds like. It's just this pwing, pwing, pwing. Yeah, and it wasn't working, didn't work. Nope. So,
no good. Yeah. It's not my favorite of the Resident Evil games, but I'm really glad that they're bringing this out into the new consoles.
I'm looking forward to playing it again, because all I remember, like I said, is that fight, and then the what you buying guy.
It's better than 5 and 6. I'll say that.
Okay.
I still like 1 and 2. So.
2, yeah,
those are my favorites.
2 is the one that I remember the most fondly.
Yes.
But I really enjoyed 4, and I'm looking forward to trying it again.
I want Code Veronica to come out, because Code Veronica, if you guys didn't know, I don't know if you know this, Code Veronica was supposed to be Resident Evil 3.
Okay.
And it was a contractual thing where they were gonna come out with blah 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 business things. And they were like, oh crap, so Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the side thing that was Nemesis, is actually going to be 3. Code Veronica, we're just going to put over here on GameCube.
Okay.
Yep. So, if you guys missed Code Veronica, because I was just playing the proper games, I didn't know, and I didn't have a GameCube, so.
Yeah. Lots of people didn't.
Yeah.
I like the GameCube, though.
GameCube was fun. I think that that was the... N64 has some excuse when it comes to its power and staying with cartridges, because everyone had stayed with cartridges except for a handful that were trying to. Panasonic and Sega were all trying to do the CD thing, and Nintendo went, that's really expensive. Let's just stick to what we do.
And make it be expensive, but we get the profit.
Yeah, so that's...
N64 cartridges, $10 per cartridge to Nintendo.
Yep.
How much? Sometimes.
10 to Nintendo, how much was
because
it for?
You had to actually buy the cartridges from Nintendo.
Oh yeah, because the manufacturer of the developers had to buy them.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was because they were trying to stop piracy after who was it? Kicking myself. There was a. I'll do a video about that at one point. There was a company that was putting out fake Nintendo cards. And the most prominent of those were a lot of Bible games. Because,
Broderbund?
I don't know. I'll have to look.
Broderbund is who made the Bible games.
Yeah.
And even one good one.
Yeah, I'll have to look. I made.
Did you ever play Exodus?
No, I didn't. I played Noah's Ark.
Okay, that's not the one I told you to play. Play Exodus.
I may play it at one point. I may have it. We'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing that we're looking forward to playing.
Yeah.
Come August 30th.
Anyways.
Yeah. We have another piece of news that would be sad if I wasn't excited about what it could be. For those of you who remember this guy, this is the other guy that was in the video, the trading video. This is how you trade games. This is the one who took the game from Shu, or gave the game to Shu, however that happened. And he's like, this is how you trade games. He's a really fun guy, and his job title was basically that he worked with the indie developers. He was the one who basically figured out how to get the financial side of Devolver Digital going.
Yeah.
Which Devolver Digital is amazing. I don't know how they find these games, how they find these people, but Adam Boyes was the one who came out and found these, brought them into the Sony fold, and was like, hey, here's your thing. So without Atom Boys, we wouldn't have Hotline Miami on the Vita. Oh my gosh, that game. And Ollie Ollie, and like a lot of these games that came out were actually games that he went and found. And it was really fun to follow him on Twitter because he would go out and he would find developers and stuff.
Yeah.
He has a history in game development, and so he was able to connect with the indie developers and be like, hey, I've been where you are, you know, working out of this little ramshackle office building with 3 of my buddies.
Yep.
So let's talk about this. And so he's actually going back to game development,
Correct.
which makes me very happy because with the connections he has, who knows who he could find and just bring in and create some random thing that we've never seen before. Because like Hotline Miami is not like anything else I've ever played.
Yeah, I'd
like
say
the top down annihilate everyone and shoot and figure out the best, most efficient way to kill everything while your guy is crazy, probably hallucinating, wearing a bunch of masks and told by maybe the final boss, maybe a voice in his head what to do. It's also one of the most messed up games I've ever played because like
you didn't play Manhunt, did you?
No, but I think this will still make the top 3 because yes.
Yeah, I'd say that it's like Manhunt in the way that it's unapologetic about the ultraviolence and everything.
Yeah.
Manhunt's a little more the psychology aspect, where this one's just I don't even care, just massacre.
Just kill him. It'll be fine.
It's great.
My favorite thing though is that you can shooting somebody, throwing a gun one way, picking up something, and like it's a relentless march of destroying everything, and you get killed in one hit.
Yeah.
That's really, really freaking hard.
Yeah.
And
that's
I'm
kind
into
of
that.
his thing.
So if I have time and it's on Vita, I want my games to be as hard as possible. Otherwise, I mostly play the Souls for my heart.
Speaking of that, I played Pokemon Fire Red, which I'll continue to do as well on Twitch. I was playing that, and someone mentioned, they said, are you doing the Nuzlocke run? You know what the Nuzlocke is? So Nuzlocke in Pokemon is that it's permadeath of your Pokemon. So if your Pokemon faints, you have to trash that Pokemon. Okay. Also, whenever you go into
Digital Animal Cruelty, DAC.
Whenever you go into a new area, you can catch the first Pokemon that you see.
Okay.
You cannot catch any others.
Okay.
And if that Pokemon dies or whatever happens, you can't catch the second one.
So
it has to be the first one.
Okay, so what does Nuzlocke mean?
It's the guy who started it.
Oh, okay.
So basically, every single area where you're going and you know different routes in Pokemon, it's like there would be maybe 3 to 5 Pokemon
potential catches.
Yeah, some of them very rare, some of them very common. You only get the first one that you see.
But you can like build this experience and stuff up, right?
You can level it up.
Okay.
Yes. You can level it up, but if it dies, then you have to bury it.
Right.
Huh. So I'm thinking about doing that.
All right.
I don't think it'll go very long. I mean, I like Pokemon, but not only not being able to not only the permadeath, but also not being able to capture more and have a you know, like a deeper bench of your Pokemon to go up against. You know, let's say you go into the first gym, which is for Fire Red was the rock-based gym, and if you go in there and you don't have like a water type Pokemon, if you have like I think it's fire type is not, you know, so water, they're weak to water. If you don't have what they're weak to, then it's a grind. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's still gonna be fun. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it.
At the very least, it's fun to watch because the internet loves failure.
Yes, because I will probably scream. Especially not being able to catch only the first thing and nothing else. So,
Yeah, that one seems problematic.
Yeah.
See, that sounds like because like I'm not suggesting or expecting this of you, but you can beat. I have beaten Final Fantasy VI with no character above level 20.
Okay.
That's hard.
Yeah.
because and also without any extra leveling.
It sounds like
Because-
the whole like Legend of Zelda without ever getting a Master Sword kind of.
Tyson did a 3-heart run of
serious?
Ocarina of Time. Yeah.
I love that game. I don't think I can do that.
Well, the other thing is he also didn't get the whatever it is in that game that doubles your it like halves the damage you take or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get that either. So the final boss, the versions of Ganon kill him in one hit.
Yeah. So you can't get hit
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
He didn't do permadeath, so he'd restart.
Right.
Fairies, but he had fairies, right?
I think he only had one bottle.
Oh, jeez.
Like, yeah, Tyson is very much like me in that we're like, I love this game. I've beaten it a bunch of times. I wonder if I could. Yeah. So. Yeah. But anyway, so like I said, I'm not expecting that, and
Sure.
I don't even. I find it highly unlikely that you'd be able to do that because you don't know like where all these extra things are, and there's things that you need to do. You did. I didn't get. Okay, I didn't get to watch the last little bit. You did rescue Terra eventually.
It was the third attempt.
Okay.
So the first attempt, I didn't realize I was trying to just kill all, like basically take the main party,
Right.
and kill all the things and then go for the boss. And one of them slipped through and killed Terra.
Okay.
Second time, I moved down and I was trying to get one of the Mogs in front of her, and it didn't happen in time because I was also fighting stuff.
Right.
So the third time, I moved down and away enough to move both the Mogs in front of her, and then I went off to the boss.
Okay. So I didn't tell you this.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of fun just to watch you drink and die. Watching Patrick drink and die is pretty fun. But what you do is you take the one with no named people and you clear a path down the left-hand side. There's 2 in particular that you need to fight. Clear them out because whenever the mammoth does the blizzard thing,
Yes.
it takes a huge chunk of damage from your people.
Yeah.
So you do that. Mog and his party need to be standing in front of Terra,
Okay.
and then you take Locke down that same path, and then Locke only has to face the boss, and he can steal a tent.
Did I steal a tent?
I don't know.
I'll have to look. I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay.
I'm almost certain because if I'm not mistaken, I was a little drunk at the time. Not drunk. I was a little inebriated. I believe that I stole off of him because I was like, if I don't use the thief aspect of Locke, then it's just stupid. So I'm pretty sure I did steal off that, and I didn't do it in that way, but Locke and his party only fought the boss. They did not fight anything else.
Yeah.
So I had to wait for someone to move, and then I moved where they were. So
Yeah.
so it worked.
So also
Yeah.
keep in mind what you learned here,
Yeah.
because this is the easy version of a battle that you'll face later.
Ah, okay.
And
I keep that in mind.
That particular section is one of my favorite parts. After happens, and then you then
And then-
at that no
Not yet.
no
Okay.
no that's after the battle.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so enough vague Final Fantasy VI talk. My Nintendo has a promotion because they keep up with your birthday and stuff. But they have a promotion where they'll give you 30% off birthday coupons. And they're like, here, have a 30% off coupon. That's cool, but it's only a list of 10 games.
Yeah.
5 for 3DS, 5 for Wii U. Which makes it a lot less cool.
I think it's less cool.
I get it from a business standpoint,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
Okay, but Splatoon is on there.
Mario Maker's on.
Mario Maker's on there.
So yeah,
These are
like
good games.
they're good games.
Yeah. Well, my problem with it is that my birthday's already passed, and I don't know what's going to be out next year. Are they going to do this, and are there going to be NX games that are on there next year?
Don't know.
Because if that happens, I'm okay with it. But if not, then I'm not okay with it. Because if they continue to have this Wii U and 3DS,
Yeah.
NX comes out in March, which I'm buying for my birthday, and then I don't get anything from it.
Well, one of the other things about it is I people who are into Nintendo, for the most part, are really into Nintendo.
Yes.
let us pick one of each. We're still giving you money. You're still making a profit. These are digital games. It's not costing you anything. And it also opens up the possibility, because I want to get a 2DS just so that I can have something for the girls to play the retro games. And I will get that if and when they allow me to transfer and just have, this is my game.
Mm-hmm.
I put it on the things. Yeah.
Whatever device you want, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to buy it for them and not be able to play it yourself, or vice versa.
And I don't want to have the 2DS and then them be like, oh, well, can I play this game on the TV? No, I'm sorry, you can't. I'm interested in getting an NX if cross-buy is a thing. But I don't want to invest in another ecosystem and then lose out on those. I still have a PS3. I could still technically hook that up and play all of the games that I had on there before. I don't.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if
because the only time I hook up the PS3 is when I'm doing the Plus games first. Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna straight up do cross-buy as much as I'd like them to do that. I think they may do it on some games.
They did a thing when we went from the Wii to the Wii U. If you had bought a virtual console game on Wii, you could upgrade it for $1.
Yeah, which is fine.
That would be acceptable. But there's nothing establishing that to your account. It's still hardware based.
Yeah,
and that's what I have a problem with.
That's exactly what I was going to get at.
But I've talked about that other times, so I'm gonna move on to something cool.
Yeah.
Right now on PC, Ubisoft wants to give you Prince of Thieves: Sand of Time, which we actually mentioned. Yeah, whatever. Prince of Sand of Persian of Time.
Sand of Persians.
Yes.
Persian Sands.
Persian Sands of Time.
Not to be confused with the movie
Right.
Sands of Time, but the game Sands of Time.
Right.
Which
this game is wonderful. It's awesome because it has all the difficult, tricky platforming bits, but it's not nearly as frustrating as some of the platforming things I play because it's got the hey, you try again, it'll be fine. And
this is we like to say this a lot. To just go grab something, make sure you've got it in your account, so that way, or your account or your hardware. Yeah. So that way you don't miss out on this, because they didn't say it's a limited time. I didn't think, but did they?
It is a limited time. They're going to be doing. This is part of their 30th birthday celebration. This is the game for June. In July, we're getting another game.
Okay, so grab it now.
Yes.
This is for June.
July.
For July.
Whatever.
For August.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what day it is. This is for July.
Time is it, man?
For August, you're gonna get another game. I didn't know if they were if your Prince of Persia would go away at that point. So just it doesn't.
I don't.
Anyways,
that is an interesting question. Yeah. I don't know that one.
So then
I suspect that you'll get to have it, because I mean they're giving you a game for free. It didn't say like a rental.
Yeah, there's no DRM. It's not DRM. What I meant was like, can you download it afterwards if you haven't downloaded it?
Yeah, because Ubisoft has Uplay, and so I would imagine it's connected to that. I did not fact check this because that's
what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. You need to tie it to whatever account they have on there, so that way you can re-download it. Same thing we talked about with the Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus. Cool. Same thing we talked about with Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus, because even if you're not playing this game right now, get in the habit. First of the month, 1st and 15th are for Games with Gold on Xbox and 360, and then the first Tuesday of the month is for Sony. That is when they're going to come out. They give you the free games. So if you make sure you just go and grab and tie it to your account, then you can have it for later. So it may be a game you want to play, it may not be a game you want to play. I personally go grab every single one of them because I may want to play it later. Yeah. And because I want to be the very best and catch them all.
Okay, so
like no one ever was.
That's a good segue, but you needed to wait on that because I still have another thing to say.
I'll wait.
So remember that he said that though. Currently, you can grab Prince of Persia: Sands of Time free of charge. This month's game will be the original Splinter Cell, which will be available from July 13th. So you register at the Ubisoft Club using your Uplay account, which I said. Download the game and it'll be yours to keep forever. I'm guessing that means it's available to do, but I'm not going to set up a Uplay account on the air because that's really boring video.
That would be a little boring.
So
yeah, but that's how you do it. So grab it, tie it to your account, just like Games with Gold. If you have Games with Gold, if you have Gold if you have an Xbox Gold account, if you have PlayStation Plus, grab these free games when they come out.
Yeah.
So, go grab it. This is one of my favorite games, and I wish it was. I mean, I got a Steam Link now, so I really can't complain that much. I wish it was out on the console as well. If I could get a nice remaster of it, either way, it'll be okay.
So, yeah. So remember that thing he said about catching them all and stuff? Because that's what the entire internet is doing. Yeah, Pokemon Go is big and exciting, and people are going outside. People who don't maybe typically go outside.
Yeah.
Like me. I don't like to go outside.
My favorite thing that I read about this was someone said that Michelle Obama has been trying to get kids off the couch for 8 years, and Nintendo did it in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Which I thought was hilarious, because she has been really trying to get kids active, and Nintendo did it really easily. My only irritants with this is the whole get active thing, is that your incubation on your eggs. So the incubation on the eggs, it has a specific amount of kilometers, and then that's how you incubate. And you can't do it in car unless you're driving slow.
All right.
Right? But you can't do it on a treadmill.
Right, because you're not moving.
But I'm So I get that you're having to go out.
You're not outside.
Yeah, I know.
You're not hunting anything unless you have a treadmill that moves while you, and then you just walk because no.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I also did find out today that Pokemon do not accept places like Hawaiian Falls as water. There are not water Pokemon in Hawaiian Falls, which is really a bummer because I live right next to one of those, and I wanted some water Pokemon. So
So you went to Hawaiian Falls.
Okay, they have a Pokestop there.
They do.
Anyway, so I pulled in, got that, and then stopped the car, put it in park, and got there because like I previewed a bunch of places with a fake GPS. I'm impressed. I tried 3 different fake GPS things, and it wouldn't let me do anything with a fake GPS, which is good because
is it like an app that's on Android or what is
Yeah.
it? Okay, cool. 'Cause I don't know how it is.
we can do mock GPS for just about everything.
Yeah.
But they somehow figured out a way to cap that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I pulled up, got the whatever things I got, eggs and a
Pokeball.
Yeah.
Maybe a potion.
right. And so I'm pulling out, and I see a couple of kids. I say kids, they're probably I don't know. But anyway, so I'm like, oh, I guess they're coming into work or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm about to pull out, and then I'm like, demographic. I don't really care what they think of me if they just think I'm weird.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going. So I back up into the thing. I pull over, and I'm like, hey, can you get water Pokemon here? And one of them looked really confused, and the girl goes, no, I walked all over the park yesterday and I couldn't find anything. And I was like, okay, that was all I needed to know. And it's I love how this game, like the outside thing is cool.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite part is how it's like I can look and I'm like, I know what you're doing.
Yes.
And the connection between people who wouldn't have talked otherwise.
Yeah, people meeting their neighbors or just meeting people. There's been some really funny stories on here, and I'll
the Reddit thread for Pokemon Go.
Yes.
The subreddit rather.
Yeah.
Is amazing.
There's one of a
So
guy
much
who
fun.
decided to go download the app and go out at 3 a.m. And essentially what it boils down to is he was in a park with some other people, and they assumed based on profiling, they assumed that a drug deal was going on. And
Some cops.
Yeah, some cops saw them, thought the drug deal was going on, and in actuality they were playing Pokemon. And when they convinced the cop of that, the cop downloaded the game.
Yeah.
We had a bad movie night last night with a few friends of ours, and we were waiting for 2 of them to show up. Alex and Lauren hadn't showed up yet.
Okay.
We're like, all right, they're going to be delayed. Okay. And we were all talking Pokemon.
Okay.
So we were all talking
I was wondering what those pictures were from because I saw those.
We had a night where we were watching, which I don't think is a bad movie. We watched Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness is campy.
Army of Darkness is
It's campy.
okay. It's
So
it's not great. It recognizes itself. It recognizes itself. That's okay, and it's not a technically exceptional movie.
Yeah, exactly. I'll agree with that. So we're like waiting for people, and I looked. We're all talking Pokemon because all of us, even the people who aren't into Pokemon,
I played. I borrowed your 3DS.
Yeah.
Played for I don't know, maybe an hour and went.
I get it.
Okay. Got to the first gym and went.
Yeah.
All right.
We're trying to get Cass.
You're kind of scary. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you annihilated me. Okay. Next.
Yep.
And went back to.
Yeah. So like, we're trying to get Cass into it. She downloaded the game and like had caught her starter, and she was like, hadn't seen any others apparently since then. Like, I don't know how that. I mean, if you stay in your house, then yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But if you go out, then you can catch them. So
unless you're in Korea.
Yeah. Is that a problem?
For Cameron.
Is that a problem?
He caught his starter and no other ones, and I was like, I'm not 100% sure, dude. I'm not 100% sure it's launched there. You should probably look into that.
Yes.
And he went, no, it's not here. So I told him to ping the servers every day so that maybe something pops where he's at.
Well, and that's the interesting aspect of this, because everything that we were talking about this game was it was not supposed to launch proper until the end of this month.
Yeah.
And
well, no, we knew it was going to launch before the end of this month.
Before the end of this month. So what happened? They have not officially announced this, so this is not official news bit, but it launched in Japan and Australia. Someone took the Australian image file and leaked that for Android, and then everyone in the United States was playing it on Android, and that happened in the morning.
The APK was available
in the morning.
And if you know what you're doing, it takes about 30 seconds.
Yes. And then at 9, or maybe 8:30 or so, I was at band practice on Wednesday. I went into band practice saying, this is horrible, I can't play Pokemon, all my friends are playing Pokemon on Android. And then as I was done with band practice, and you tweeted out, it's out everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't want to tweet out because
it was a leak. It wasn't official. It was
right and like
legal.
I know how to. It's not illegal either.
Well, okay, yeah, because it's not a purchased. It's not a purchased app. Yeah, true. So my feelings on it were I think that this was a Nintendo basically saw how many people were hitting the U.S. servers and said, you know what,
a lot of
just release it.
Yeah.
So with everything else that was going on with the servers crashing and everything like that, this is a rare case where I understand, and I'm very, very, very okay with occasional server problems. This game was not supposed to be out. This many people are not supposed to be hitting it.
Yeah.
So Thursday and Friday were a bit spotty. Yesterday.
Thursday and Friday were not a bit spotty.
Yeah, they were. Friday was pretty much down all day. I tried to go.
It just didn't work Friday.
Yeah, I tried to go on my lunch break and it did not happen. Then the servers were down during lunch, and then they came back at like 3 in the afternoon for me, and I'm like, I am working, I can't do anything. I even popped an incense, and then it crashed. And then I popped an incense. 5 minutes later or so, the server crashed. Came back like 7 or 8 minutes later, but my incense was gone. So I lost the incense in that. Yesterday wasn't bad. Saturday wasn't bad though.
Right.
I had a couple bits, but
yeah. So various things going on there, but yeah, it was weird and crazy, and it's a lot of fun. I don't know for how long it'll be fun, but I'm enjoying it, and as someone who's never played, I don't understand the connections between the flying ones can eat the dirt ones, because like some of them
can eat the insect ones.
Okay, so because some of them have like elements, metal,
water,
fire, water.
Yeah.
I get that.
So,
but how does fire interact with flying? I don't know. There's
If
not
you're
a...
on fire, you can't fly. I don't
Well,
know.
that's
Some of them are loose.
how it worked for Varamir 6 skins.
So-
but
so-
I'm not gonna
Some of these are loose,
expand that.
but
I'm not
flying-
going to assume that Game of Thrones lore extends into Pokemon.
Flying to ground, and you guys can correct me in the comments. Flying to ground, ground is not sensitive to flying, but flying to an insect
Okay.
is
Okay.
they're sensitive to because the birds eat the insects.
Okay. I did see that because there was like I was fighting a turnip with my Pidge whatever.
Pidgey or Pidgeotto? Did you evolve it?
I think I'm on the third one now.
Pidgeot.
Sure.
The third evolution of Pidgeot.
The one
Pidgey.
where he got the slicked back.
Does he
hair.
have slick back red, or is it now like blonde and red?
I don't know. I'm not paying that much attention.
So if it's the third evolution, it's a Pidgeot.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I think it's that one.
Okay.
And he took it. He took out the turnip, and I won, but then I got disconnected and it didn't happen. So I have to retake that gem on my way back to the house.
Yeah.
Also, while I was getting gas, I got the chest sideways mouth thing with the horns.
Pincer?
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. Those are cool.
Yeah, and it's also like 390 something, so it's more powerful
cool,
than anything else I had.
I've got an evolved Eevee. I evolved Eevee into a Vaporeon. That's my highest one so far. I'm gonna put out a video as well. I really want to put out a video.
We will continue. This is going to be one of those things we're going to keep talking about
Sure.
as we learn more stuff.
But I do want to put a video out to just do some very basic things because the game doesn't tell you like what the footprints mean. So there's certain things that I think will help people in understanding how to play the game.
The community has figured out more than they're willing to tell us.
And you can get a Pikachu right off the bat if you want a Pikachu right off the bat. If that's your thing.
We do have one last thing of news that I wanted to talk about. How would you like to own part of Ultima Online?
Ultima Online?
Yeah.
The original Ultima?
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about a stake like in the company?
Just
or
answer
like,
the damn question.
Yeah, maybe. How much?
Okay. How would you like to own a piece of the maker of Ultima Online?
Like
Lord British's blood was up on eBay for a little bit.
Oh god.
For the low price of only $6,000.
Is it him? Really? Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why?
Because promotion, and he has his space thing now. And he likes space. Space!
Well, obviously he likes space. He created a fantasy game where you can create a space shuttle.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously he likes space.
So he and his co-creator actually had some blood up that we're pretty sure is legit. Like they've traced it back to stuff. So yeah. But
ridiculous.
eBay took it down because you can't sell body parts on eBay, which is apparently a
That's
thing
what
that they
Craigslist
had,
is for.
which they had to have. Thanks. That's apparently something that they had to have a rule for, because otherwise, So
Exactly. So that's ridiculous. And we end on that.
yes, that's the news for this week.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're doing on Pokemon Go in the comments. Tell us what team you're on, what your strategies are, and if you've ever played a Pokemon game before, or if this is your first one, because I'm really interested in kind of the demographics of where this is hitting. And so I would like to know from our audience, have you played a Pokemon game before? If so, you can kind of detail that, where you got into Pokemon. And then if you're not playing Pokemon Go, why not?
Come join us. Join Team Mystic.
Yes, Team Mystic
See
for the
you
win.
later.
Thank you for watching This Week in Our Collective Head content that you have just finished.
Yes.
Like us, subscribe, share with your friends.
Yeah.
Let us know what's in their collective heads. We'll put it in our collective heads, and then we'll share with you what came out of the heads that are collective.
Which that are there.
Yeah, the movies and the nerds and the games.
All the things. So subscribe. If the subscribe button is here, press it. If the subscribe button is up there, press it there. If it's over here, what do you do?
Just push the subscribe button wherever you find it on our page.
Yes.
And then we will be incredibly grateful forever and ever.
We will. And we'll give you more of the stuff that you love because you love us. So subscribe.
Indeed.